You there! Ogre!
Aye.
By the order of Lord Farquaad, I am authorized to place you both under arrest and transport you to a designated resettlement
Facility? Oh, really? You in what army?
Oh yeah! Get ready to learn today a ton of advanced English vocabulary and pronunciation with my favorite animated movie, Shrek, in this hilarious scene where Donkey and Shrek meet for the first time. And if you are new here, you should know that every single week we'll make new lessons just like this one with your favorite movies and TV series in English to help you understand fast-speaking natives without getting lost, without missing the jokes, and without subtitles. Just like our fan Anjij, who said he's been watching our lessons for 2 months and his English has improved significantly. And then after that, he even said, I want to emphasize, significantly. So that's really great to hear, and we're gonna help you develop your English fluency too. It's really simple. Hit the subscribe button and the bell down below, and you won't miss any of our new lessons.
Can I say something to you? Listen, you was really something back there. Incredible.
Are you talking to... me?
Whoa. Yes, I was talking to you. Can I just tell you that you was really great back there, man? Those guards, they thought they was all of that. Then you showed up and bam! They was tripping over themselves like babes in the woods. See that? That really made me feel good to see that.
Oh, that's great. Really?
Man, it's good to be free.
Now, why don't you go celebrate your freedom with your own friends?
But, I don't have any friends. And I'm not going out there by myself. Hey, wait a minute, I got a great idea. I'll stick with you. You a mean green fighting machine. Together we'll scare the spit out anybody that crosses us. Ah! Oh, wow. That was really scary. And if you don't mind me saying, if that don't work, your breath certainly will get the job done, cause you definitely need some Tic Tacs or something, cause your breath stinks. Man, you almost burned the hair out my nose. Just like the time. And then I ate some rotten berries. Man, I had some strong gases eking out of my butt that day.
Why are you following me?
I'll tell you why.
Before we get started with the lesson, I should tell you that we are saving all the advanced words and expressions that you learned today on the Real Life app so you can practice them over there. Our app is where you can experience these lessons in a much more powerful way with great resources for you to master the vocabulary you're learning and remember it forever. And you can unlock today's lesson completely free if it's your first one by clicking the link in the description below.
Listen, you was really something back there.
Did you notice how informal Donkey's speech actually sounds? For instance, after the word you, he used was instead of were. You was. That's grammatically incorrect, but you'll hear it in many parts of the United States, for example. Donkey is voiced by the actor Eddie Murphy, who decided to bring this fun personality to the character that kind of sounds a lot like Eddie himself. We get to hear many more examples of his informal speech throughout the scene, like when he says the word something.
Listen, you was really something back there.
At first I thought it sounded like he dropped the G at the end, so that would be the informal something instead of something. Something. But then I noticed he actually pronounced the even more informal something. Like for example, do you want something to eat?
Them and those guards, they thought they was all of that. Then you showed up and bam! They was tripping over themselves like babes in the woods.
So Donkey here is describing in a really funny way how the guards looked when running away from Shrek. The phrase to trip on something means to catch your foot on something and stumble. That is to lose your balance and maybe even fall.
Then you showed up and bam! They was tripping over themselves like babes in the woods.
Now, babes in the woods is an idiom that describes people who are totally new or inexperienced in a situation and don't really know what's going on and how to react. For example, let's say a friend of yours moved to New York City and told you that she felt like a babe in the woods on her first day in the big city. And by the way, the expression the woods literally refers to a natural location that is full of trees like a forest. Like this place they're in right now, they're in the woods.
And I'm not going out there by myself. Hey, wait a minute, I got a great idea. I'll stick with you. You a mean green fighting machine. Together we'll scare the spit out anybody that crosses us.
The phrasal verb to stick with somebody, when used casually like this, means to stay with somebody, to be with them. It's kind of similar to another phrasal verb, to tag along. Check out these other two examples.
Hey, Stretch! You like to party?
Party? I guess so.
Stick with us, baby.
Yeah, 'cause we practically own the action here. Next up, Brent in Missouri.
Can I tag along?
Yeah, why not? School ain't helping you.
It's also used in the context of remaining loyal, even in difficult situations and over a long period of time, like when couples stick together through tough times. But you can also stick with your job, ideas, or plans. And here the informal way he says it too. I'll stick with you.
Hey, wait a minute, I got a great idea. I'll stick with you. You a mean green fighting machine. Together we'll scare the spit out of anybody that crosses us.
The expression to scare the spit out of somebody is similar to the more common and also more vulgar to scare the shit out of somebody or to scare the crap out of somebody. It basically means to scare someone very badly, to cause them to feel fear. So Donkey says that they'll scare away anyone who crosses them. In this context, to cross means to oppose or stand in the way.
Oh, but no. This is your quest. I don't want to impose.
You hold him up.
Really?
But don't you cross me, or your name will be Perro Muerto.
That actually reminds me of another expression, to double cross, which has a different meaning. Can you guess what it means? Check out this other example with the movie Puss in Boots.
You have to trust somebody, right?
Not me. Whenever I've let my guard down, I've been double-crossed, declawed, played, and betrayed. Never again.
To double cross means to betray someone, to surprisingly do something bad to them after initially supporting them. Hey, just a quick question. What do you do to remember all the new words and expressions that you're learning? Like in this lesson, for example, we've already covered many phrases like to trip over yourself, to scare the spit out of somebody, or even the idiom babes in the woods. And we'll go through many more in the rest of the lesson. Now, will you be able to remember and use all of these when you need them? I mean, this is a quite common situation for many English learners. You get into a conversation and right when you need to use a certain expression you've learned before, it doesn't come to you. It's like your brain just goes blank. Then you pause and you try to remember, but now the whole flow of your sentence has already been ruined because you got stuck. And I know that feels really frustrating to not be able to express yourself the way you'd like. I've been there myself. And that's exactly why we created a Real Life English app to help you become a confident, natural English speaker by practicing with these lessons the way they were meant to be. On the app, every lesson like this one with movies, TV series, podcasts, it comes with a full transcript and flashcards of the most advanced expressions. And by practicing just 10 minutes a day, you'll be able to remember the words and expressions you're learning forever. Now this happens because of the spaced repetition technology that we developed, which lets you review words just when you're about to forget them. Can you imagine being able to use all this vocabulary when you speak? How powerful this could be to help you reach your goals in life if you remove this English barrier. This is what you can get with the Real Life app, and you can unlock this lesson that you're watching right now completely free, and it comes with all these resources that I mentioned by clicking the link in the description below. Or you can search for Real Life English on Google Play or the App Store, but the link below will take you straight to the lesson. So let's continue watching over there. Come on.
Yes, I was talking to you. Can I just tell you that you was really great back there, man? Those guards, they thought they was all of that. Then you showed up and bam!
Now, there was a ton of instances of connected speech in the first few lines of this scene. Connected speech is the way natives cut, link, and morph words, and it's really important for you to learn it if you want to understand fast-speaking natives without subtitles. Let's listen to this part again.
Yes, I was talking to you. Can I just tell you that you was really great back there, man? Those guards, they thought they was all of that. Then you showed up and bam!
So first, we hear Donkey drop the G sound in the word talking and link it to a reduced form of to, which would sound like t. But because he links the two words, it sounds like talking. Now listen and repeat.
Yes, I was talking to you. Yes, I was talking to you.
So pay attention to the stress words, I, tell, and you.
Can I just tell you that you was really great back there?
You can hear them more clearly than the other words. So the word can got reduced to simply kin. The word just loses the T sound at the end and it becomes really short as it morphs with the word tell. Just tell. And finally, in the words that, you, there's a combination of the letters T and Y which can be pronounced with a CH sound at the end, like ch. That you. So the entire sentence would be, can I just tell you that you was? So now let's listen and repeat after Donkey.
Can I just tell you that you was really great back then, man? Can I just tell you that you was really great back then? And those gods, they thought they was all of that.
Again, we see the word was instead of were, and the Z sounds links to the word all, was all, which is then followed by the word of in its reduced form, There was all of that.
They thought they was all of that. They thought they was all of that. Then you showed up and bam!
We hear the word and get reduced to a simple sound, linking the two words, up and bam, and a D sound from showed gets linked to up, showed up.
Then you showed up and bam! Then you showed up and bam!
That was a nice mini lesson on pronunciation, right? Really rich lines to explore here. Well, now let's get back to the vocabulary.
That was really scary. And if you don't mind me saying, if that don't work, your breath certainly will get the job done, cause you definitely need some Tic Tacs or something, cause your breath stinks!
When Shrek roars to try to get rid of Donkey, Donkey interprets it as Shrek demonstrating how they would scare people away. A roar, or the verb to roar, refers to a loud and deep noise made by animals like a lion. If you have watched the movie Shrek 4, called Shrek After Forever, in English, you might remember the classic line, "Do the roar," which I just find hilarious.
Excuse me, Mr. Shrek. Could you do that ogre roar of yours for my son? He's a big fan.
Do the roar.
Now, the phrase, "if you don't mind me saying," is a polite way for you to introduce an opinion or a comment that might be a little bit bold or offensive. Here, Donkey humorously points out that if Shrek's roar doesn't scare people off, his bad breath will certainly do it, or as he says, his bad breath will get the job done.
I did what you asked! What do you want from me?
Sir, if you don't mind my saying, I think you asked for this.
Donkey uses this structure to soften the potentially offensive comment about Shrek's stinky breath. To make his point, he jokingly suggests that Shrek might need a Tic Tac, a popular brand of breath freshener.
Man, you almost burned the hair out my nose. Just like the time. And then I ate some rotten berries.
Rotten berries are spoiled berries. So rotten food is food that has gone bad, that you can't eat anymore. So Donkey says he had strong gases leaking out of his butt, meaning that he was farting.
Man, I had some strong gases eking out of my butt that day.
By the way, did you notice the connected speech here again? The phrase out of is commonly reduced to just outa. So what we hear is out of my butt. Out of my butt. Anyway, so about the verb leaking, more generally speaking, it means that a liquid or gas is escaping from some container or a pipe. And so you have a leak, just like in these examples.
Oh, homie, the faucet won't stop leaking.
Hello.
Nan, I think we have a gas leak.
Now let's watch the rest of the scene and see what happens next.
'Cause I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. My problems have all gone. There's no one to deride me. But you gotta have friends.
Stop singing! Well, it's no wonder you don't have any friends.
Wow. Only a true friend would be that truly honest.
Listen, little donkey. Take a look at me. What am I?
Really tall?
No! I'm an ogre. You know, grab your torch and pitchforks. Doesn't that bother you?
Nope.
Really?
Really.
Oh.
Man, I like you. What's your name?
Shrek.
Shrek? Well, you know what I like about you, Shrek? You got that kind of, I don't care what nobody thinks of me thing. I like that. I respect that, Shrek. You all right. Woo, look at that. Who'd want to live in a place like that?
That would be my home.
Oh, and it is lovely, just beautiful. You know you are quite a decorator. It's amazing what you've done with such a modest budget. I like that boulder. That is a nice boulder. My problems have all gone. There's no one to deride me.
The word deride is not particularly common in everyday conversation, but you can hear it in the song Donkey is singing. To deride is to laugh at or mock somebody, and it'd be more often used in formal writing. Now in everyday speech, you want to use synonyms like mock, make fun of, or ridicule.
But you gotta have friends.
Stop singing! Well, it's no wonder you don't have any friends.
Wow, that was mean, right? Saying it's no wonder Donkey has no friends because of his bad singing? Anyway, so the phrase no wonder is an idiom used to express that something is not surprising. And in this case, Shrek is not surprised that Donkey has no friends.
Listen, little donkey. Take a look at me. What am I?
Really tall?
No! I'm an ogre. You know, grab your torch and pitchforks.
So Shrek here is explaining that when people encounter ogres like himself, they usually go get armed with torches and pitchforks to fight. These tools were commonly used in the past during protests or uprisings. Torches are these objects that are used for lighting the way in the dark, and pitchforks are farming tools like these.
Well, no one is running at us with torches and pitchforks, so that's a plus.
Now the collocation with torches and pitchforks may also be used figuratively to refer to angry people who are demanding justice or revenge, often in an overly dramatic way.
Well, you know what I like about you, Shrek? You got that kind of I don't care what nobody thinks of me thing. I like that. I respect that, Shrek. You all right.
Despite everything, Donkey is desperate for a friend, so he tells Shrek in a friendly way, "You're alright," meaning he has earned his respect or that he thinks Shrek is a good person. It'd be similar to saying, "I like you," or "You're a good guy."
That would be my home.
Oh, and it is lovely, just beautiful. You know you are quite a decorator. It's amazing what you've done with such a modest budget.
When referring to the amount of something, modest means limited or small. For example, a modest budget refers to a small or restricted amount of money. Now, when describing a person, if you're described as modest, that means humble and not inclined to boasting or talking excessively about yourself.
And you've got some pretty big ears, don't you? I guess.
Don't be modest. They're huge.
Well, Aang, it's very nice to meet you.
I like that boulder. That is a nice boulder.
I just love this line. It's so random and so donkey. A boulder is basically a very large rock, typically rounded and too big to be moved easily by hand.
Can I say something to you? Listen, you was really, really something back there. Incredible.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I was talking to you. Can I just tell you that you was really great back there, man? Those guards, they thought they was all of that. Then you showed up and bam! They was tripping over themselves like babes in the woods.
When you trip over yourself, you get really scared, run very fast, stumble, and almost fall.
See that? That really made me feel good to see that.
Oh, that's great. Really?
Man, it's good to be free.
Now, why don't you go celebrate your freedom with your own friends?
But, I don't have any friends. And I'm not going out there by myself. Hey, wait a minute, I got a great idea. I'll stick with you. You a mean green fighting machine. Together we'll scare to spit out anybody that crosses us.
If you oppose somebody and act against them, you double-cross them, cross them, or scare the spit out of them.
That was really scary. And if you don't mind me saying, if that don't work, your breath certainly will get the job done, cause you definitely need some Tic Tacs or something, cause your breath stinks. Man, you almost burned the hair out my nose. Just like the time. And then I ate some rotten berries. Man, I had some strong gases eking out of my butt that day.
If a fruit is described as rotten, it is not ripe yet, too ripe, or spoiled.
Why are you following me?
I'll tell you why. 'Cause I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. My problems have all gone. There's no one to deride me. But you gotta have friends.
Stop singing! Well, it's no wonder you don't have any friends.
What does the phrase "it's no wonder" mean? It's unbelievable. It's confusing. It's not surprising.
Wow. Only a true friend would be that cruelly honest.
Listen, little donkey. Take a look at me. What am I?
Really tall?
No! I'm an ogre. You know, grab your torch and pitchforks. Doesn't that bother you?
Nope.
Really?
Really, really.
Oh.
Man, I like you. What's your name?
Shrek.
Shrek? Well, you know what I like about you, Shrek? You got that kind of, I don't care what nobody thinks of me thing. I like that. I respect that, Shrek. You all right. Woo, look at that. Who'd want to live in a place like that?
That would be my home.
Oh, and it is lovely, just beautiful. You know, you are quite a decorator. It's amazing what you've done with such a modest budget.
Which word is the opposite of modest when describing a certain amount? Limited, humble, excessive.
I like that boulder. That is a nice boulder.
Ah yeah, amazing job guys. Now remember to go and practice everything that you learned today on the Real Life app. There's a special link down in the description below. Just click and you go straight to the lesson over there.
Progress report.
It's an older code, Skipper. I can't make it out.
You, higher mammal. Can you read?
No, Phil can read, though. Phil? Ship to Kenya. Wildlife Preserve, Africa.
Africa? That ain't gonna fly. Rico,